What's it going to take for Colorado to ultimately beat Nebraska? There is one key thing that I think we should all be watching and maybe already are watching when it comes to this matchup. And I think it's going to ultimately have the end-all, be-all impact on if Colorado ends up getting this dub in Lincoln. We'll talk about it right now, but two things. First, make sure you're subscribed to the On3 YouTube channel. You already knew that. Second thing, the hard count is brought to you by our friends over at PrizePicks. Now, I got a lineup for you a little bit later in this video that you are free to fade if you disagree. You're free to follow if you agree. But PrizePicks, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, daily fantasy made simple. It's comprehensive, easy to use, safe to withdraw your winnings. What you got to do to set up a lineup to play ultimately is to select two or more player projections from their board. We pick exclusively college football. Again, got a college football play for you a little bit later in this video. You pick the more or less on that player's projected stats. You're off to the races. Use code HARDCOUNT, a $5 lineup just to play. When you use code HARDCOUNT at PrizePicks.com, gets you $50 in promo funds. Again, code HARDCOUNT, PrizePicks.com, just for playing a $5 lineup. I'm going to tell you the lineup that I think you should play in this game. $50 in promo funds. So we'll have a tremendous college football Saturday with our friends at PrizePicks. So the matchup up front for Colorado, it's been talked about a fair amount, does not favor Colorado. I think Nebraska has been pretty straightforward with how they're going to approach offensive and defensive football. They're going to try to win the line of scrimmage. That's how Matt Rule gets down. Now, I would say this. Last year, Nebraska definitively won the line of scrimmage. They ran for over 200 yards. It did not matter. Final score was 36-14 in Boulder. So some of that is Nebraska turned the football over far too much, and you credit Colorado for getting that done. But I think you also have to take a look at what Colorado did offensively, and that's what I think might decide this football game. It does not matter how many rush yards you have if you're consistently playing behind what Colorado's doing offensively. More specifically, if you cannot slow down the Colorado passing attack, it's going to be a long day for Nebraska. And so I think in this game, talking about matchups and the line of scrimmage, that's all well and good, and I've talked about that myself. But ultimately, it really, to win this game for Colorado, just takes one matchup, one area of this game to definitively dominate in for them to ultimately win. And that is the passing game. Like Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn, the question I have is, can Nebraska stick with them in man coverage? Because if you have to play zone against those guys, like ask North Dakota State, it's going to be a long day. Because that essentially means that Jimmy Horn or Travis Hunter or whoever you want to talk about, LeJontay Wester, gets to catch the ball in space, get north and south. And if they catch the ball in space, man, it's already a wrap. So the key factor here is, again, can Nebraska stick with Colorado in man-to-man coverage? And the guy that I'm looking at here, quite frankly, most closely is what's Travis Hunter going to bring to the table? Because in spots like this, when you're going into a hostile environment, when you're the underdog, you need your best players to have the maximum impact on the game. And make no mistake, Travis Hunter, offensively, defensively, he is the best player, pound for pound, I believe, in all of college football. So how this game goes, again, I think will dictate very much so what he's able to do, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Like defensively, he has to hold it down as well. There's some lengthy receivers out there for Nebraska, Isaiah Nayor probably being the most notable one. But I think Travis Hunter needs to have himself a ball game on the offensive side of the football. So some of this you look at Shedeur Sanders and say, okay, is he able to, one, have time to throw? And then two, when he doesn't have time to throw, is he able to ad-lib like he did last year against Nebraska? But again, I really think this comes down to, can your best player, Travis Hunter, consistently win one-on-one, whether he's covered or not, go up and get the football, help Shedeur Sanders out. And it's one of those days where, if you're a Nebraska fan, you just say, I don't know, they had 12, we didn't. They had Travis Hunter. He was the difference maker. We did our best. We played him as honest as we could, but, he just got his, and that was the deal. I think that's the story you want to tell if you're a Colorado fan after this deal. So the play that I'm looking at here to work a little bit if I'm looking at PrizePicks, and again, we would encourage you to do so. Code HARDCOUNT, $5 in lineups, $50 in promo funds. I see Shedeur Sanders, and his total passing touchdowns, his projection is set to 1.5. I'm taking the more there. If Colorado is scoring, more than likely they're throwing it. I think Colorado is scoring more than twice in this football game, so I'll go ahead and take that. Or I would consider Travis Hunter longest reception, 31.5 yards. I like the more there as well. The way that PrizePicks works, you can't just do one team for your lineup. So what I would do is I would take one of those, whichever you feel best about. I would pair it with Caleb Williams, half a passing yard. It's a free square. PrizePicks is doing it all September long. So Caleb Williams, half a passing yard. I'll probably lean Shedeur Sanders, 1.5 passing touchdowns. I'll take the more there, and we'll be off to the races using code HARDCOUNT. $5 in lineups, $50 in promo funds. So it's going to be a good one, man. I really think for Colorado, this game is won and lost for them, ultimately with how much you can get out of your perimeter passing game. And it starts and ends for me with Travis Hunter and the day that he has. So, excited to watch this one. Let me know what you think about this. Make sure you are subscribed right here. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.